Sup everyone, this is Casual Talk here. Today I'm going to be talking about the power of silence and leaving people on red. This is like a part 2 or a follow-up video to my original video titled, We Live in a Time Where Ghosting is a Common Thing. That video I'm going to link in the description box and pin it in the comments section down below for you guys to check out. I talk about ghosting, my experience, my take on it, and go into detail. And this next video here is going to basically broaden and go into the topic more in depth, okay? I'm aware with technology advancing, many iPhone users are able to see if people read their text messages, okay? I don't know if it's the same for certain phone models like Samsung, OnePlus, you name it, right? But from what I've known, if you have an iPhone, you could be able to tell if your message was left unread. Like if the person just reads your message and there's no response. It could be due to many reasons. Either they're tired of you, they got bored of you, they're busy, or in most common cases, like from what I've mentioned on my previous ghosting video, they ghosted you. They ghosted you. They went ghost. But there's a power at hand where the person is in the wrong and you're in the right. This is where the power of silence comes in. The power of silence could apply to real life circumstances and situations. And the reason why I'm also bringing this up is because I currently work in a dead-end job, and it is a toxic, ghetto work environment. The hard workers and the genuine people who just wants to do their job and go home, they clash with the people who are the opposite. The ones who are not hard workers, lazy, like to duck and hide, talk a lot, joke around, goof off, and they're the ones that seems to create the favoritism in the work environment, especially if they're relatives or brothers and sisters to the supervisors, the team leads, things of that nature. Most of the jobs that I've worked, where I've worked for, I didn't really came across drama at this type of level like that. It's rare that I come across a toxic work environment. And if you do come across a toxic work environment, my best advice to all of you is to keep your nose out of drama. Do the best you can not to get too close to nobody, and be blunt and honest if you have to. Because I've been learning this the hard way. And so can you. This is just a warning. Okay? So the power of silence comes into play where you're just done with somebody and you want them to know so they could back off and just read the room. You're letting that individual know that you're done with them. Recently, I almost got into it with a coworker of mine that I used to work with at a plant that unfortunately closed down not so long ago. It was a few months back. And I was shocked. I thought, oh, he's trying to get himself together. I respect him. Come to find out, he likes to duck and hide. He's lazy. He's basically doing the exact same thing that he did in the last job, but he's making worse of it. My team lead at my current job called him out for it. And that's not only the case. He got into it with me because I got annoyed and tired of him joking around with shade. Long story short, the final strike was where my team lead needed me for something. He came out of nowhere, cursing casually. I'm just ignoring him because I'm thinking he's just joking. He just had a smarky face, like obnoxious, arrogant attitude where he's joking, he's covering it as a joke at the same time, saying like, oh, I'm going to go and tell such and such. I'm going to go and tell him. I'm going to go and tell on you. Like a child, like a little kid, like a baby. So he went on his way. I ignored him. He comes back to me, cursing again, saying such and such told you to get your A over here. He said that again. So I got pissed off. I told him to move away from me and back up. I went down the steps. My face said it all because I couldn't hide it and take it no more. My team lead was right there. One of my other coworkers was there. And what happened after that was that my team lead basically broke it off. He was like, no, the dude's mad. Leave him alone. He's not playing with you. He's not playing with you. Leave him alone. I cursed and asked God to forgive me because I don't believe in cursing because the Bible says not to curse. We're not supposed to slander. That's the reason why I keep majority and all of my YouTube videos clean. I have some videos in the past, a few years ago, where I curse, which I am in the work of deleting. So I keep this channel 100% clean because God is a clean God, and I don't believe in slandering and cursing with my mouth. Our mouths and our tongue, our words, is not supposed to be used for evil. Okay, so back to the story. I'm cursing at him. I'm telling my team lead that this man right here is not my lead. He's not my supervisor. He's not my boss. He's not my lead. You're my lead. I'd rather you come to me if you need anything from me. Not do the back and forth with this guy here because I'm tired of the joking. I got pissed off. Team lead broke it up. I went silent on the guy because that's how furious and pissed off I was. About 5 to 10 minutes go by. He comes out of nowhere trying to apologize to me, and I act like he didn't exist. I just focused on my work. I gave him the silent treatment. And guess what? He read the room and left it alone. And so I thought he did. A few hours go by. He's joking again. That lets me know right there that he's not taking it seriously. I'm just going to ignore his behind completely and act like he doesn't exist. There's just certain people you have to give the silent treatment on. There's just certain people, they won't take you seriously. They won't take you seriously until you take yourself seriously. Until you take your own words seriously. You got to back yourself up. You got to back yourself up. Back it up. They think you're a joke. Don't take yourself as a joke so they can see that, oh, he's not playing. No, I'm not. I don't have the time to kid around and joke around with people that I do not want to associate with, especially if you keep throwing shade. And this is not the first time he's been joking like this. He's gotten one of my coworkers on their last nerves where she got pissed off. She's yelling at him because he made a joke saying that she's probably a child abuser. Who makes jokes like that? You have a dark sense of humor, you have problems. But you have to understand, keep your problems to yourself and don't bring it to work. Don't bring it to other people where you know they're not going to want to hear it. And funny thing is that this same coworker had a history of people getting on him, wanting to fight him, and him being about 32, 33 years old, you would think he would have more sense to just shut his mouth, be professional, do his job, and just go home. No, he just sits there, keep joking around, hiding, talking about the football game, talking about garbage that nobody really cares about, trying to be all cool, nonchalant, and thinks everything is all good. And he's coming to me because apparently the company that I currently work for, it's a contracting company, right, for Mercedes-Benz. There's been a lot of rumors spreading that the contracting company that I work for is not going to have its contract renewed because Mercedes-Benz CEO wants the company out. They basically want us out. And I'm just trying to get myself together, collect my money as much as I can because there's plenty of overtime right now because the work is so bad that there is a high turnover rate. They hire anybody. They're hiring felons. They're hiring a lot of ignorant people. And it's just a mess. They don't provide a lot of the tools that we need. It's just a ghetto company. The company's ghetto. And I'm going to make a video about that in the future on red flags to look out for with a company that has a high turnover rate. This is one of the problems. So back to the topic with the power of silence. It plays a huge role because once I went silent, I went cold. He comes out of nowhere a few hours later when we're busy and we're trying to go home. The team lead gets on him and yells at him and tells him that he's full of crap. My team lead is saying that you're full of crap. He basically was cursing, saying BS and such, right? But he basically was calling him out that he's full of crap. He called him out in front of everybody. I don't know if he sent him home, because I haven't seen him the rest of the day. I'm pretty sure he sent him home. He deserved it. And at the same time, it's like, you did it to yourself. What did you expect to happen? What did you expect to happen? What did you expect? See, certain people, it's just best to just give them the silent treatment, especially if they give you a rude response. In general, it could be through text, like, you let them know, hey, I'm covering for you, It's like, you don't expect the answer right away. You understand people got problems, right? But for them to answer to you all rude, like, oh, okay, with a nasty attitude, that's when you know right there, I don't have time to correct no grown behind woman, no grown behind man. I don't have the time to correct an adult. I got kids already, and I came to work for me, and I just came to work to make my money and go. You're not my boss. You're not my supervisor. You're not my problem. Keep that same energy to yourself. That's why I tell myself, keep that same energy. The same energy that they're putting out, just leave it. Leave it there. Leave them right there. Let them see their own words for themselves and realize and understand how they looked which is what made them lose contact or a connection. Oblivious, obnoxious, ignorant responses like that does not have people go very far in life. No apology, no consideration, no nothing. There was one story I'm going to bring up. I had a few job interviews, I think a year or two ago, a few years ago, right? Because I don't remember the exact years on how far this was. And the day I was supposed to go, I think it was the day before, a few days before, I had told the supervisor, and I was honest, like, hey, I can't make it to this interview. I just found another job. I got another offer, a better offer, and I would just rather go out of my way and be professional about it and let you know this in advance instead of wasting your time. And guess what? The supervisor response was, very professional. He said what I said was very professional, to please keep his number. You know why? Because he had high respect for me because I communicated with him. I gave him a reason on why I didn't do a no call, no show. See, that's the wrong. If I was to do a no call, no show, that would have been the wrong type of silence. Then I would have definitely eliminated a possibility of me ever applying for that job or getting that job in the future, because in that supervisor's mind, he would see me as unreliable. Hey, if he went ghost for the job interview, he might go ghost when I hire him and it's time for his shift. He might go ghost when it's time for his shift. Nowhere to be found, no communication, no response. The reason why I want to bring up this video overall is so I could show you all what the power of silence looks like when you do it right, and leaving people on red when you do it right too. This is ghosting done right. It applies to real life circumstances, and it applies to texting individuals. It could be a colleague, coworker, spouse. This is why common sense should be more common today. Learn to understand the things that you don't like. Don't do it to other people, especially if it's something that you know that is common. That's common sense. Something that's common sense should be common sense. People want to give you an obnoxious, arrogant, ignorant response when you did a favor for them through text. Leave them right there. You're trying to help somebody and they give you a nasty attitude in response. Leave all their baggage right there. Drop what you're doing and walk away from them. Good workers out here is not appreciated, and I'm going to make a video about that in the future. I deal with this, like I told you about the drama with my coworker. Good workers is not appreciated in dead-end jobs that has a dysfunctional, toxic work environment. Good workers is not appreciated. We're overworked, overlooked, and we're only looked at as a reliable utility so everybody else could relax on. But then when you lose all the good workers because of this, for feeling isolated, not treated correctly, overworked, then they want to get mad. And then, oh, please don't leave. No, keep that same energy. Move in silence. Move away from drama And keep to yourself if you have to. Learn how to read the room. Understand people. Just like how you need to understand yourself. Would I want someone to do this to me? Would I want to treat this person like this if I don't want no one to treat me this way? And learn to respect yourself. Because I'm telling you, man, life and time is too short to stress yourself out over petty drama and over people's problems. I don't got time to investigate what you got going on. I don't got the time to ask how your day is and why you treating me this way. I'm just going to leave you on red and let you figure it out for yourself. And if you want to come around and apologize, I respect you for actually holding yourself accountable. Because it's not a grown behind adult's job and responsibility to hold your hand to guide you through life. Nobody shouldn't have the time to think for you. You have to think for yourself. People will actually fight you for being rude to them. When you go silent, when you go silent for the wrong reasons. Some conversations needs to be closed professionally. And if the other person is yelling at you, screaming at you, and they know they're in the wrong, then that's when you walk away. And if it gets physical, that's when you get HR involved and you get the cops involved if you have to, and just leave that job altogether. I'm sorry, but it's not worth going back to jobs like that. I'm in the process of leaving the company that I work for because the contract will be ending soon. And it's not only that. It's because there's people that you think that got your back. They don't got your back. You have to look out for yourself. I could go on and on about this and broaden this topic, but all the related topics to this, I'm going to save for different videos in the future. Look, the power of silence, leaving people on red, it has to be done right. Like I said, there's just some people, like I said, leaving on red and going ghost. It's nothing personal. It's because that lets you know that they have to understand that you're done with them. You're not going to give them a second chance. There's no third chances. You spoke about the issues that you had with them, and they just spit in your face. Okay, then that's your problem. That's not my problem. They did it to themselves. People fires themselves. In most cases, people like this, they fire themselves and they destroy and burn bridges the same way that they ended a conversation. Giving you their butt to kiss. And acting arrogant and ignorant on top of that. Leave people like that on red. Leave them alone. Leave them there in silence. Move like a ninja out here. That's all I gotta say. Casual talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.